Roberto Hernandez here, American Profit Consulting. Wanted to update you guys again. I don't think I've made a video in about a week or so, and there's a lot of changes as always with today's environment and what's going on with the SBA. Wanted to give you guys a heads up. Couple of things really important. Number one, in regards to the PPP loan, there are some banks who are not participating. And so if your bank is one of those that is not participating, please give us a call. There are some business owners out there who have nowhere to go and don't have a home. So for example, if you're a Wells Fargo client, they've reached their capacity in the amount that they can lend. And so all these people that are at Wells Fargo don't have a home for the PPP loan. And some banks are not doing it just because it costs them more money to originate it than what they're gonna make, which kind of drives me crazy because they're happy to make a profit 364 days out of the year. And then when you need them most, they're going, hey, sorry, we don't want to have a bad quarter, which kind of drives me crazy. But if you don't have a home for the PPP loan, please call me. I'll help you with that. Wanted to share that you can now apply for both the PPP loan and the EIDL loan, Economic Injury Disaster Loan, and the Payment Protection Plan, which was signed into law on March 27th through the CARES Act. You can now apply for both and you can be approved for both, but you cannot use the funds from each loan for the same purpose. So for example, if you got the PPP loan and that's for payroll, you cannot use the funds from the EIDL loan for payroll. You have to use it for working capital or something else. So just an FYI there. Also, huge news. I got an email from a client that says, dear customer, we hope that this communication finds you well during this challenging time. As part of the CARES Act that was signed by the President on March 27, 2020, the SBA will make payments on all SBA loans for the next 6 months. Therefore, we have put all deferments on hold. If additional financing is needed, please, blah, blah, blah. So incredible. So if you have an SBA loan or multiple SBA loans, the SBA is now going to make payments on all SBA loans for the next 6 months, which is incredible. So congratulations to all of you who have SBA loans. You're getting 6 months worth of payments, and which is great because it says here, therefore we have put all deferments on hold. I'd rather get 6 months of payments done any day than to have 3 months of deferred payments. So that's huge. We are now in week 3. Today's April 7th, and we've processed over 50 EIDL applications for our business owners and business owner clients, I should say. So we're at number 54 now. And again, we're doing this for as low as we can possibly afford to do it. We're just trying to cover our costs and turn a small profit, of course. But at this time, we're not trying to gouge people. We're actually trying to educate people, help them understand what's going on, how to fill out their applications, so that in the future they don't need us anymore, or they won't need to feel intimidated by the whole application process, right? We are in this case acting as an agent and not a broker, and so because of that, we have to meet certain requirements. And so I'll kind of read this off for you here. It says, agents must satisfy certain requirements in connections with the SBA loans. Agents must notify loan applicants in writing that their services are not required in order to apply for an SBA loan, nor do they guarantee approval. Agent fees must be reasonable as defined by the SBA. Depending on the complexity and size of the loan, agents might reasonably charge $500 to $4,500 or more. It says the fee must bear a necessary and reasonable relationship to the services provided. Agents cannot charge any commitment, bonus, broker, commission, referral, or similar fee. Compensation cannot depend on whether the applicant receives a loan, and compensation that exceeds $2,500 or more must be itemized. So I don't know who's doing this for $4,500 or more. I actually had a client who called me and said that their attorney called them and advised them to apply, and that he would do it. Oh, and by the way, he's charging $2,500 to $4,000 per application. And again, we're trying to do this at as low a fee as possible. Of course, we need to cover our own costs and then turn a small profit, but this is a long-term play for our company, for American Profit Consulting. This is, for us, we're doing this in hopes that in the future, our clients will remember us. We've had already multiple clients who said, oh yeah, my insurance is coming up due in June. I'm gonna have you shop it for us. Or, hey, I'd like to see if you can help me save some money with my credit card processing, or, you know, I'm going to call you in a couple of weeks when we get this money so you can help me with my credit repair. Just a lot of really awesome, I guess, synergy that we're building with our clients. And again, this is a long-term play for us. You know, we're doing this for as little as we can possibly do it so that we can start and build a relationship for the future with our clients. So something I wanted to share with you guys. And then also, I don't know if I remember in the last video, there's now a $10,000 grant portion that is tied to the EIDL loan. So it seems like what's going to happen is, let's say, for example, you get approved for $100,000, you would then get a $10,000 advance, and then your balance would be $90,000, and that advance is forgivable, or is forgiven, is what it says. So just an FYI, there's a lot going on. Of course, we're doing our absolute best to stay on top of everything. We are 50 plus applications deep, so we know the process very well. And speaking of the process, it's changed multiple times over the last couple of weeks. We're now basically on version number 3 of the application process. So to go back, version 1 was a website that took forever, that crashed a lot. It looked like a portal / dashboard, and you'd go in and insert information in different sections. And I can remember thinking, oh yeah, this must be the schedule of liabilities. And you're in there, you know, just entering your information. Go to the next section. Oh, this must be the personal financial statement, you know, form 413, and you're in there entering the information. Well, when it changed, I remember a couple of weeks ago, it said website will be down from midnight to 4 a.m. for maintenance. Well, the next day when it came back up, it was completely different. So version 2 of the application process was forms that you had to download, fill out, and then drop into a Dropbox on the SBA website. Well, that changed as of last week, and now there's this $10,000 grant that came on the exact same day when the application process changed to version number 3. So version number 3 essentially now is a very streamlined application process, but it's very basic. It's like name, date of birth, place of birth, social security number, email. There's no way in the world that the SBA is going to write 6-figure loans on that minimal information. So my guess is that what's going to happen is when you get a phone call from the SBA and you didn't go through us, for example, right? You're unprepared. That what's going to happen is they're going to say, okay, great, thanks. You know, I think they're just putting people in line. And then in 2 weeks when you get the phone call, they're going to say, okay, now fill out all this information or all this documentation. And it's probably likely going to be the same documentation from application version number 2, because all that information from application version number 2 is the very minimal documentation, and it's the same documentation for SBA loans that are not disaster relief. And again, in version number 1, you were inserting the information, but it was on the portal versus documents. So again, my gut feeling is what's going to happen is, if you think about like when you go to the DMV, you get a number, you wait in line, your number gets called, and they say, oh, go fill out these documents. And then what happens is you go over here to the side and you fill out the documents, sign it or whatever, and then bring it back. Well, I think what's going to happen is one of two things is going to happen, whether you're prepared or unprepared, is now people are getting in line very quickly through this streamlined process. And I admit, it's like 10 minutes worth of work. And again, it's very simple, basic information. Well, when you get your number called, they're going to say, all right, now fill out this documentation, and then you're going to go off to the side, and it'll probably take you a day or two or maybe less if you're diligent, and you fill out that documentation, and then you come back, and now you're in the back of the line because it took you time to go over here and fill out the documents, so that when you come back, then they put you at the end of the line. Versus our clients, we are doing the streamlined process, getting them their application number, clicking, here, please consider me for the $10,000 advance. And we are still ahead of time filling out all the documentation that they're going to need, so that when their SBA caseworker or underwriter calls them, they're going to say, oh, I have it ready. And then boom, email it right then and there. And then you get moved to the front of the line. So again, the application processes have changed, but the information to write an SBA loan, there's no way in the world that it's now, hey, just tell me what your date of birth is and we'll give you a loan. So anyway, we're just getting our clients ready for that. And again, we're 50 plus applications processed. I'm trying to figure out a way how we can position ourselves so that we can assist with the PPP loan for those business owners who don't have a home for that. Just doing everything that we can possibly can at a time like this to help as many business owners get back to business as usual as fast as possible. And again, if you have the funding that comes with no payments for 12 months, 2.5 months worth of your payroll forgiven, a $10,000 grant forgiven, it's going to be much easier to kind of climb back into a position where you were prior to the disaster and have your business running smoothly again. And obviously we just can't wait for that. We can't wait for sure. I can't wait to meet all of our restaurant clients and be able to visit them at the restaurant after all this is done and have dinner at their restaurant, or hang out with some of the other clients and people that we've frankly have become friends with during this whole crazy process. We have some gym owners on here. I can't wait to go check out their gym and work out at their gym, just stuff like that. So anyway, please call with any questions, or you can send me a text message. My personal cell phone number is 619-200-0351. You can email me at info@AmericanProfitConsulting.com. On social media, Instagram and Facebook, it's at American Profit Consulting. Twitter is at @the_Bank Whisperer. I think I even have a TikTok somewhere. Obviously online, AmericanProfitConsulting.com. The office number is 619-836-0267. So again, happy to help. Please call with any questions that you have. I'm just kind of looking at some of the client lists that we have here, and just excited for for them, because they're going to be prepared when they get that phone call. They're going to be able to quickly turn in their documentation and be moved to the front of the line. So again, give us a call anytime. Talk to you soon. Bye.